This Bitcoin dump is still not stopping, and actually right now we are sitting on one of the most important levels of support, and if we do break below this level, the next big support target is going to be 52,000 US dollars. And on today's update video, I'm going to give a big update on what is currently happening on the imminent short term on Bitcoin. I'm of course going to talk about the spot Bitcoin ETF, the funding rates and what this exactly means for the market, the liquidation heat map, my next upcoming trade, and on how I will be opening up that next Bitcoin long trade, and many more important charts and things to discuss on today's update video. So without any further ado, don't forget to slap up that like button back above 600 likes. It will be highly appreciated. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the content. But first of all, I quickly want to be pointing out, yesterday 21 shares, or better said ARK Invest, has filed for an S1 spot Solana ETF, and that is actually quite a big thing here, because this is also showing more and more signs that, of course, more cryptocurrencies are most likely going to get their ETF. We've already got Bitcoin. The Ethereum ETF will be launched in the coming 2 to 3 weeks. But of course, if we're going to be looking at the time horizon, this could still take months and months before the Solana ETF potentially is going to get accepted or even launched. But still, it's an overall view that the market is growing and is gaining more and more adoption. So currently, if I'm looking at the Bitcoin chart on the daily, the 1 hourly chart, we can see that, of course, first we had this big drop down to 58,000 US dollars. Then Bitcoin bounced up a little bit, and now we're once again seeing an ever so slight correction downwards. And still, what I want to be pointing out, we are creating those lower highs every single time, together with lower lows in the market. So Bitcoin has seen an ever so slight correction and still is heading lower and lower and lower. And here on the 4-hourly time frame, we can clearly see it. Bitcoin is trading in a massive downward sloping trend, where we are getting rejected from this massive downward sloping resist line. But more importantly, what we are overall seeing in general is that this market right now is just clearly creating a lower high structure together with lower lows. And you can arguably maybe say, okay, but we're creating this first higher low right now. But I will only call for a reversal in this exact trend where we are currently trading in, once Bitcoin takes out the previous high. And honestly, is this the previous high right now in the market? You could arguably say so, potentially, that this is the previous high in the market, but I don't really believe that if we break this high that we're already going to be reversing higher. No, what I want to be seeing is Bitcoin break this red box right here, because this red box right here has been the previous big support level, which flipped into resistance. And then if we're going to be retesting this level, is going to be the most important zone in my opinion. So if we can break above $65,000, I believe then we're most likely going to be seeing the wider correction back towards the upside. But as long as we're trading in this massive downtrend, and as long as we're not breaking above any of these levels, I still believe that we're trading in a massive downtrend. And considering the fact that starting next week, Mt. Gox will repay over 140,000 Bitcoin, worth of approximately $8 billion US dollars, to their customers, it could potentially even create a larger correction for Bitcoin. And since Bitcoin right now is hanging on one of the most important levels of support, which is that 60,000 US dollar level, I think that if we really break below this level, guys, I think there is a very likely scenario where Bitcoin is going to be falling down to 50 to 52,000 US dollars. And if that were to be happening, I would take that opportunity with both hands. And to be making it very clear, I am freaking bullish on Bitcoin, especially on this upcoming bull market. I think that we're going to be going much, much higher. I think we're going to go to $100,000 and beyond. And if Bitcoin bounces from this level and moves up higher again, I would definitely take it, because I'm heavily invested with a multi-million-dollar portfolio on spot. But if I do see an opportunity that Bitcoin falls lower, I want to be taking that opportunity with both hands. And that is why I want to be opening up a $2 million Bitcoin long position if we come down to 50 to 52,000 US dollars. So if Bitcoin comes lower, I'm going to be opening up a big long position on Bitcoin, and that is of course currently what I'm looking out for. I truly hope Bitcoin breaks ever so slightly lower. I can open up that noob trade on Bitcoin, and then we can start to see that bounce here. So hopefully Bitcoin is going to be falling lower. And of course, in case it doesn't, I'm still going to be benefiting from it, because I've been accumulating a lot of altcoins around this level where we're currently sitting, because I want to be hedging my risk. Maybe Bitcoin is already going to be bouncing, maybe it's not, and that is why I'm hedging my risks. So at the same time, we can see that we are actually seeing that currently we had the 4th consecutive day of spot Bitcoin ETF inflows, which is of course an overall very bullish bullish signal for the market. Also, if I'm looking at the funding rates, they remain to be negative, especially on altcoins. They remain to be significantly negative, but what this means is basically that the majority of the market is actually still trading short. And if we're going to be looking at this indicator from CRYPTOSEA, which you can use yourself as well by going to TradingView, search indicators, you type in CRYPTOSEA, you can see all the free indicators and the premium one, of course. And basically, if you want to be using this indicator, you can find it right here, the funding rate indicator. But basically, this indicator is telling us whenever the funding rates are negative or whenever they are positive. And if we're just looking at these red lines right here, you can clearly see every single time, once the funding rates are negative, it usually tends to be providing a very good buying opportunity. And currently, to make it very clear, the funding rates are negative, and that is also one of the reasons why I do believe that still this is not a bad accumulation range. And like I know, sometimes the price can go even lower while the funding rates are negative. I am very much aware about that, and I think that can still happen for Bitcoin right now. But overall, it's a good time to accumulate, because once Bitcoin goes down, you want to be accumulating. Once it goes up, you want to be distributing. And since Bitcoin is right now hanging on one of the most important levels of support of this entire trend, I think that, there's a very likely chance that we're, of course, going to be bouncing from this level. And that is why I don't think it's a stupid range of accumulation. But still, I am prepared for, in case Bitcoin goes lower, I'm going to be opening up that $2 million Bitcoin long position. And yes, to be very clear, guys, I do really highly believe in this, and I said this so many times before. Still, the majority of the liquidity, if we're looking at Bitcoin right now, is being built up around $72,000 to $73,000 US. And to be exact, more than an approximately $12 to $13 billion worth of Bitcoin short liquidations are laying around that level. So ultimately, Bitcoin is going to be grabbing out the liquidity. It's just a matter of time. So yeah, guys, if you want to be trading just like me, and if you want to be joining me with my next trade, make sure to continue watching these videos, because just like my previous trade where I was in a profit of about $200,000 US, I showed step by step what I did to I showed you step by step what I did to open up this trade. And of course, for my next trade, I'm going to be doing exactly the same again. So if you're interested in trading, don't forget to go to the link description of today's video, because if you sign up an account to Bybit using this link below, you can not only claim a $30,000 deposit bonus, but also you can claim a free $500 airdrop position. So if you are interested in that, make sure to check it out in the link description of today's video. Diving a little bit more further into the content, what we're just basically seeing, and of course, I said this many times before on the videos, but what we're basically seeing right now here is just a multi-week consolidation. We've been going sideways for 120 days, and like we can see in this entire range right here, we've never seen such a long consolidation for Bitcoin since we had this exponential run towards the upside. And actually, if we're just looking back at history, Bitcoin has not been going sideways for such a long time, and has not been boring for such a long time as well. And that's why we can see the interest from people is dropping again, and that is a good thing here, because as interest is dropping, the opportunity is only going to become bigger, and the shock is also going to only be bigger once Bitcoin does break above that $80,000 or $90,000, and most likely once we do break above $76,000 or $74,000, we're going to be moving up very quickly towards the upside as well for Bitcoin. So while all these signs are happening and all these things are happening in the market, Bitcoin on the weekly time frame is currently creating a lower low on the RSI, while the price chart is creating a clear higher low. And this means that we're also creating a hidden bullish divergence. What I just want to be pointing out, because the market is still very strong, and we're just creating a hidden bullish divergence, and that is basically a very bullish signal which is currently occurring on the weekly time frame. Then here on the daily time frame, we can see that we're having this massive upper sloping support line which we're still holding on towards, and it's laying around $59,000 US. So interesting, we bounced from it last time around, and this is going to be an important level to be paying attention towards in the future as well. And basically, we're just creating a massive ascending triangle, you can say. Ascending triangle is getting created here on the 3D time frame as well. You can clearly see it. We're just in a massive consolidation, and the big support right now is going to be $59,000 for Bitcoin. And if we're going to be looking at the weekly Bitcoin bull market support band, we can see also actually that we are potentially dropping below it right now here. We have dropped below it for the last time here in September 2023. Was that all too bearish? No, not necessarily. But I do want to be pointing out that last time around in the bull market, once we did drop below the bull market support band, we dropped quite significantly and we consolidated for multiple weeks below it before once again turning positive above it. But yeah, I do really believe that if we're looking about what part of the cycle we are currently in, we have not seen anything from this bull market yet so far. And yeah, a quick small update on Ethereum, because I believe that Ethereum is going to be one of the coins that are going to be absolutely popping off, especially once the spot Ethereum ETF is going to get launched. I do believe there's going to be much more attention going towards Ethereum compared to Bitcoin. But currently Ethereum as well, on that weekly time frame, is creating a massive ascending triangle, basically another bullish bias continuation pattern, which is currently getting created. Guys, I mean, we're just in the midst of this massive consolidation phase, and whenever this is going to be breaking out, we're going to be getting an explosive move towards the upside. I do really believe that. And yeah, this is just the right time to be accumulating. This is just the right time to be paying attention towards the market, to stack enough of your coins so you have enough so you're going to be making a ton of money in this upcoming bull run. So yeah, this was it for me in today's update video, guys. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to slap the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.